Alright boys, we are back for part 2. Just look at that, guys. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Fishing with Dom. My idea today was to remake my most popular video. So my most popular video was the tilapia video, and it was at 1,828 views that I last looked. So for me, that is a big video. That's a big deal for a small channel like mine. And I decided to, you know what, remake it, give you some better tips, updated version. We're gonna go ahead, head over to this pond, and I will start to talk to you guys about how to catch tilapia and where and all that good stuff. All right, guys, we are here at the pond, and I'm here with my Sedona. If you haven't already watched my review video on this, I recommend it. Anyways, to start off with it, I have 15-pound braid right here, and I do have 20-pound leader, but the leader is from yesterday because I caught a snook yesterday. But yeah, you don't necessarily need leader. Okay, you don't necessarily need leader, but it's always best because tilapia are very skittish and very smart fish. If I were to cast out, I would have to come sit up on the bank and like basically lay down for them to come up and eat it because they're very smart and skittish fish. What I got right here, can you see that? Just a tiny little hook. For tilapia, I always use smaller hooks. I don't usually use circle hook like this, but that's all I had at the moment. I always try and use smaller hooks because they have mouths like that big. If you have too big of a hook, you're never gonna hook them. But if you have too small of a hook, they might swallow it, and then it just, you know how that goes out. So just a perfect size hook, maybe an inch and a half, preferably a J hook, but I just didn't have any of those, so I'm doing what I can. When it comes to bread, I just have great value bread right here. I usually use hamburger or hot dog buns because they're like more poofy, so they'll be able to float on the surface a lot easier. You can't catch them whenever the bread sinks, but I just like doing it on top because it's cool watching them come up and eat it too. Right when I pulled up, I already saw a bunch, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to rig your little hook up here. All right, so here's a piece of bread. That's about half the miniature bun. So I always get a little bit like this. This bread is a little bit stale, so that's really bad on my part. Hang on. That was a little trick. If you have stale bread, sometimes you just have to wet it. You have to work with it. I'm really disappointed that I have stale bread. All right, so I usually squeeze this in and leave the rest poofy so it can still float. It might sink. If it sinks, just let it sink because they'll still eat it on the bottom. And I usually loosen my drag pretty loose to just let the line go through really easily when you cast, because you're casting bread, a bare hook, so it's pretty hard to get it to actually float and to get it to actually go far. Now we're gonna go ahead and get a line out real quick. It's gonna happen fast. I'm gonna leave the camera on and just watch. So what you want to do if it sinks, just watch your line the whole time, and eventually it'll just take off. So now all we gotta do is sit and wait, and hopefully we can go ahead and get on some fish. It's sinking, can't do anything about it. See how fast that was, boys? He's on the way down. Looks like we definitely got a tilapia here. Can't see him yet. Oh yeah, I see him now. So we've got a little male. We got ourselves a little baby tilapia right there. Look at that. Little male. The males are usually smaller. Females will have like pretty pink colors. It's pretty cool. Hopefully we can get one of those today. But as you guys can see, so fast. You can get it in the right place. They're not that hard to catch. You just gotta be smart. You gotta outsmart the fish. Perfectly came out, but see what I'm saying? Tiny little mouths. But typically that one wasn't hooked that bad, so I easily could take it out without pliers, but always have a pair of these because sometimes they got tiny mouths. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy back in the water. Beautiful looking water. Alrighty, we just released the first fish of the day. Decent little guy. Hopefully they smell pretty bad too. They smell like carp or shad. So if you don't like the smell of fish, probably don't catch these. Yeah, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get another one. All right, guys, so I ran out of bread. I only got to cast it out like twice without it flying off because the bread is so dry. So I think I'm just gonna run over to my house, grab some bread. All right, guys, I'm walking back from my house. We got the bread, but coming in clutch. We should get on a bunch here pretty quickly. So I'll see you guys at the pond again. All right, boys, we are back for part 2 with sticky bread. This one should float and this should do way better. And remember, you wanna cast with your body with a loose drag at first. Now, we wait. Finally, goddamn. Oh, this feels bigger, boys. You got a male or a female? It is a female. It's a female. Oh. Females have the prettiest color. Look at that, boys. Look at that pretty fish. Yeah, that's way bigger than the last one. Super fat too. These are just some meaty fish. They put up a good fight too. If you want to like take your kids going fishing, or you just want to fish with your friends, it's just a chill type of fishing. It's really fun. All right, we're gonna get a release on this beautiful fish right here. Look at that, guys. So pretty. There she goes. All we need is that sticky bread. Sticky bread getting the job done. So we're gonna go ahead and get some more of that sticky bread. See if we can't get a couple more to wrap up the video. Also, like crust pieces of normal bread is always really good too, because that floats a lot. So what I realized is that they're being pretty skittish and very smart today. So they'll come up and like hit the bread and just knock the hook out, and then they'll come up and eat it. So I went ahead and put a smaller piece of bread on there, just enough for it still to float. So hopefully we can go ahead and get another one. And guys, tilapia fishing is like, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's also not easy. I mean, you really gotta have patience. You gotta know what to do. You gotta know your spots. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but once you get good at it, it's pretty fun. It's a pretty fun thing to do on Sunday. You don't have anything to do, you know, just to get outside and enjoy fishing. Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Got him. Might be a bigger one. He ate it like a big one. I got some good head shakes too. Cool. This one's running. This guy's been looking at it for a good 15 minutes before he decided to eat it. Oh, we got a big one. Oh yeah. Big old male. Going in for the landing. Alright guys, look at that. Studly little male. If you shake him, their fins will flare out. Pretty cool, huh? Beautiful little fish. Well, big fish. Dang, this is like a 4.5 pounder. Might be 5. I've caught a really big one. It was like an albino one in Miami. Pop a picture up right here. Yeah, that one was huge. It was like 2 times the size of this one. But this guy's been coming up to my bait like for like 15 minutes. comes up, looks at it, goes down, comes up, nips at it, comes back down. But eventually they commit, and if they just come up and like hit it fast, it's usually small. If they come up and slowly just eat it, it's usually a big one. But last view at our fish right here. Gonna go ahead and get Buddy in the water. All right, here's our chunky tilapia. Look at his teeth. It's like sandpaper, kind of a little bit sharp. Really, really cool looking fish. Just look at that, guys. See, they never need any like reviving. They're always so hardy and just zoom off. All right, guys, so we just released, I think, the third fish of the day. Definitely the biggest one, but I figured them out. You just need to use a little bit smaller piece of bread because they will knock that hook out just easily. Super, super smart fish. That's why that makes them a little hard to catch. So typically you just gotta sit down and be patient because they take really long to actually commit to the bread. They'll circle it around. You'll see like boils next to your bread. They'll try and knock it off the hook, and then your hook will sink, and then it's pretty annoying. But you always have to make sure that the fish has your bread before you set the hook. Sometimes you'll see him come up and bite it, and you get really excited and you want to set the hook, but you just gotta wait for your line to start moving, and then you know you have him. Because if you do that, you just take your hook off your bread, and they just get away. All right, so I just wanted to clarify a couple questions that people have been asking me on Instagram, DMs, and on comments. People have asked me time of day. Time of day is any time. I've caught them at night, I've caught them in the morning, I've caught them in the afternoon, I've caught them at like midday at like 1:12 when it's like hot. It's any time, but like condition wise, if it's windy, don't waste your time because your bread will just get blown in the wind and drift like 1,000 miles away. If you see how it is today, still, that's prime for tilapia fishing. That's why I'm getting so many bites and so many eats. We're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get another fish. Biggin, I was over there. My rod almost went in the water. Little male. Not bad though. Well, he's not too little. He's like 2.5, 3 pounds. Not a bad fish at all. Beautiful though. I was walking over there just kind of looking around, and then I just saw a face come up to my bread, and I sprinted, and then my rod almost went in the water. This guy was fought hard though. Look at that. Pretty little fish, honestly. It's so fun, dude. Seems like fall's the best time of year. All right, now we're gonna go ahead, get this guy released. Look at that. So cool. All right. Thank you guys for watching today's episode. I really enjoyed filming it today. It was a fun video. I caught a lot of fish. I haven't been fishing too much because it's been pretty rough bass fishing wise. Well, if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any more questions or want a part 3 on the tilapia fishing video, just let me know down in the comments or my Instagram right here on the screen. And I will see you guys on the next episode of Fishing with Dom.